everybody, very good morning. My name is Vinu Venkatesh. Welcome to another class with me on the English language for SAI Education Group. We're going to cover some practice questions today on all the topics that we have covered so far. So how about we start? Today we're going to talk about some practice questions on in general. That is, it covers all the topics that we have discussed so far. All right. So let's look at this one, the first one. With the aim of achieve zero accidents, the concerned department has sought funds to upgrade track and traffic rules. Now there are many errors. Now first of all, we learned that whenever there is a verb after a preposition, it should be in the ing form. That is a V4 form. So first of all, we have to say with the aim of achieving zero accidents, the concerned department. Now concern is a noun, but what we have to use before department, which is also a noun, is an adjective. So it has to be concerned, right? The concerned department makes no sense. It has no meaning. It should be the concerned department has sought funds. Now the past tense of seek is sought, so it has to be changed to has sought funds to upgrade tracks and traffic rules. Why have we made tracks as plural when it was actually given as track? Because when you're using and in a sentence, and when the structure is such that you have noun 1 plus and plus noun 2, then noun 1 and noun 2 must be in the same form. That is, both must be singular or both must be plural. The words and phrases joined by conjunctions should have the same structure. That means when two sentences or two words or two phrases are joined by conjunctions, the part before the conjunction and the part after the conjunction should be of the same structure. We'll see more such examples, okay? Let's move on to the next one. Now, next one is similar to the first one. It is better go slow on labor reforms and holding discussions with concerned parties. Now, there is a rule that if there is a verb after an adjective, this also we studied, that it must be in the infinitive form. That is to plus verb. So here, it is a subject, is the verb, better is an adjective. There is another word go after better, so it should be to go, right, as per this rule. So we have to rewrite by saying it is better to go slow on labor reforms and to hold discussions with concerned parties. Now going back to the first rule, when we said that when there is a conjunction joining two phrases or two sentences or two clauses, the part of the sentence before the conjunction and the part after the conjunction must be of the same form. So here, since the part is starting, see, it is better to go slow on labor reforms and to hold discussions. Because the verb is in the infinitive form here also it should be in the infinitive form. Very simple, okay? Law and order were restored in the city after the forces quick suppressed the rebellion at the vicinity. Okay, now law and order, as we discussed in one of our previous lectures, is considered to be the same subject, although they are two different nouns. So when they are the same subject, the verb should be in the singular. We've studied that, right? So law and order was restored in the city after the forces quickly suppressed. Now quick is an adjective, but it is coming before the verb, right? So it should be an adverb, not an adjective, because an adjective describes a noun and an adverb describes a verb. So it should be an adverb. Quickly suppressed the rebellion in the vicinity. You will never say at the vicinity. It is always in the vicinity, all right? So law and order was restored in the city after the forces quickly suppressed the rebellion in the vicinity. Got it? Okay, next. Statistics says that the financial strain faced by companies is temporary and they are likely to reduce shortly. All right. Now, statistics. Statistics is a subject, but statistics also can refer to data. When you refer to data, data is plural and so is statistics. So the verb must also be in the plural, correct? So it should be statistics say that, okay, financial strain faced by companies is temporary. Okay, so far so good. And they are likely to reduce shortly. What noun is this pronoun they replacing? What is it talking about? Is it companies or is it financial strain? It is financial strain and it is singular. That's why we have to say and it is likely to reduce shortly. How do you know it is financial strain and not companies? You have to understand the sentence. There is no other way around it. Okay, and look at the meaning of the sentence also. Companies. Next, the elder sage made immediately plans to quit earthly life and choose an auspicious day for departure. All right. Now, elder sage made immediately. Now, what is immediately? It is an adverb of frequency, and we have learned that adverbs of frequency must come before the verb. So we should say, okay, that's the first mistake. Second, you never say an elder sage. You either say an old sage or very old sage. Elder is an adjective, or yeah, it is an adjective that is used for somebody in your family. An elder aunt, an elder brother, an elder sister, and so on. So we got to correct that also. So it should be the old sage immediately made plans to quit earthly life and choose an auspicious day for departure. All right. Right, now next example. When little boy heard some footsteps, he was being scared that they might attack on him by their arms and looted his belonging. Okay, now without an article this doesn't make any sense, so we have to say either when a little boy, in this case the would be the best, so we should say when the little boy heard some footsteps, he was scared. Being scared does not fit in here. He was scared that they might attack him. It is never might attack on him. Okay, they might attack him with their arms and loot his belongings. Now preposition by is always used with an agent, by a person. With is with an instrument. Okay, by rather I shouldn't say by a person, but by is an agent. With is used for an instrument. So here it should be attack with their arms and loot his belongings. There is no word such as belonging. It is belongings. Okay. Remember, it is a collective noun. It is like furniture. It refers to many things. Similarly, belongings refer to many things. It could be your bag. It could be your credit card. It could be your mattress, etc. And why do you use loot and not looted? Because the sentence says when the little boy heard some footsteps, he was scared they might attack him. Okay, attack is in the present tense, with their arms and loot his belongings. So remember, whenever there's a conjunction, the phrase before and after the conjunction should be of the same structure. Whether it is an adjective, adverb or verb, it should be of the same structure. So since you have a present tense here that they might attack him with their arms and loot his belongings, so loot also has to be in the present tense. Got it? Next, the report is candid and admits that the investment by the government in health and planning have been eroded considerable. Okay, what is wrong here? The report is candid. That is correct, right? Okay, and admits that. Now we have a conjunction and, so we have to use the same structure before and after and. So here it says the report is candid and it admits. So we have to say it. And it admits that the investment by the government in health and planning has been eroded. Why has? Because we are talking about the investment by the government, which is singular, and therefore the verb has to be singular. Has been eroded considerably. Considerably is the adverb. It is not considerable. Considerable is not an adverb. Considerably is the adverb, and that's why we have to make that correction. Okay. My boss is one of them who is totally dedicated for work and discipline. Well, first of all, there is a rule which says that the antecedent of who can never be them. We can use those or we can use those. That would be the best antecedent. So my boss is one of those. Okay. Who. Now who is a relative pronoun. What is it replacing? Those. Those is plural, right? So the verb after relative pronoun must also be plural, and that's why it should be who are totally dedicated to work and discipline. It is never dedicated for work and discipline. It should be dedicated to work and discipline. Okay. So my boss is one of those who are totally dedicated to work and discipline. All right. Now the last example. If had I been lonely, I would have been content with doing yoga that provides strength to mind and body. Okay. You can never say if had I been. You either say had I been or if I had been. Okay. Now been is a form of the verb to be. So the best word to use along with being is alone. Lonely is used when you say things like this is a lonely place, okay, or I feel lonely. You will never say I am lonely. I feel lonely. I am alone. So alone is a right word to be used here. I would have been content with doing yoga. That provides. Why provides? That is a relative pronoun which replaces the antecedent yoga, which is singular. Therefore, the verb that follows a relative pronoun that should be singular. Provides strength to mind and body. Okay, so had I been alone, or if I had been alone, I would have been content with doing yoga that provides strength to mind and body. So this brings us to the end of this lecture. Please let me know if you had any questions or comments. I would say keep practicing, and I hope to see you again in the next lecture. Until then, wish you all the best and take care.